No, it wasn't my one. No, it's not bullshit. You could hear the engine going and going. It's like that's getting way too close. I don't hear any brakes.
Right.
That's the sad thing. Like, half the time you can hear the people coming before you see them,
Yeah.
and you know just by how it sounds like they're coming fast.
So,
I do. You guys
how Recording in progress.
Please rise. Thank you all that are here and those that are online with our new equipment tonight. So hopefully our sound and our broadcasting will be improved. Roll call.
Okay. Rosenberg.
Present.
Mallard.
Here.
Albrecht.
Here.
Latz.
Here.
Carney.
Here.
Boney.
Here.
Roach.
Here.
Small here.
Here.
Monroe.
Here.
Vorse.
Here.
Parchman.
Here.
Van Hook.
Here.
Thank you. You've all received copies of the minutes of the September 18th meeting. Do I have a motion for approval?
So move.
Second. Have a motion and we have a second. Is there any discussion or corrections? Hearing and seeing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you. There is no public hearing this evening. There's no city presentation. We will move to public comments, if anybody has any public comments that they would like to make. This is the first setting for public comments. We would like for anybody who comes to the mic to please introduce themselves by their name and the ward that they're in. We would like, you can speak on something that's on the agenda or not on the agenda. Since the city council meeting is established to do city business, we would ask you to do so in proper civility and decorum, and limit your remarks to no more than 5 minutes. Please direct your comments to the council as a whole and not to individuals, staff, or attendants. If we can respond, we will respond after all comments are made. If not, if you want to submit something in writing, or if we have to look something up, we will get back to you, or you can give it to Missy in writing, along with email or phone number, so that we make sure that we be able to respond to you accordingly. If you have any material to be handed out, please give that to Misty as well. There is a second opportunity for people to speak, so at this time, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Adam Pope, Ward 6. I've been up here a few times. Always about the traffic at Indian Creek and Donna Drive. That hasn't changed, but what I did want to speak about is just the other day, and I emailed all of you a copy of the video, there was a city truck that decided to run that stop sign. Truck 66, I don't know who the driver was, but that really, to me, is unacceptable. The traffic there has become white noise at this point because of so many people that don't care. But a city truck doing it is really, really above and beyond not acceptable to me. So just wanted to point that out.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else have any comments?
Hi guys, I'm Valerie Hancock, Ward 3. So I just wanted to know why there's not more, maybe a better availability of the community park sketch for what's going to happen. Unless you follow everything every week or pull it up in the board doc minutes, you're not going to know what's happening. A lot of people still don't know the Katie Cavens Center is getting razed, and I've gotten a lot of questions about that. I'm not an elected official, but even I don't know where to point them to for the schematics of what's going to happen now. So for this conceptualized Highway 50 project, we have this great little button on the website, and it's really neat, and we have an interactive map, and even for our wastewater, stormwater, we have an interactive map, but we have nothing for our community park that we're currently designing, currently doing new things with, and there's not been a whole lot of information out there, and it's been a lot of piecemeal stuff from before COVID, after COVID, things that just happened, like with the Katie Cavens Center. So if we could maybe have that more easily accessible, that would be ideal. That is all. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Vern Malaire, Ward 3. And at the previous committee meeting last Monday, there was, I made the point about your concern about the item on 15-2 for the, oh, excuse me, where did I see it at last time? Yeah, for the slide to add to the budget. Excuse me. My point was back then, as it is then, back in 1959, I'll make the same point that ponds and streams and stuff were things we used when I was a kid. And to get a pool which had clean water in it that we could swim in was really a wow factor for a lot of us. And even after the fact, I mentioned that the pool at the very beginning, correct me if I'm wrong, did not have a lower dive and a high dive. That was all added later. But, you know, this is all interesting and whatever, but my point is also, there was an article in the paper in regards to this being proposed out at the community park. I don't understand what's wrong with it going to the sports park. I mean, you got all that acreage out there. Why couldn't it be put out there? And even, I think there was, correct me if I'm wrong, a proposal to do that years ago when that was developed years back. And even a alderman passed even mentioned to me that there was a proposal for that to go out there. So I don't understand why you're trying to stuff all this stuff out here in this park when you got a whole bunch of acreage out there that can be taken care of. So I would like to see, you know, public opinion on where you want to put this at, because there hasn't been that much out there telling us what's going on with it. And according to what Valerie was saying, that I've asked for an overlay of what you propose over what it is, over what we have, and that's fell on deaf ears. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else have any comments? Okay. Andrew, it sounds like you've got some homework to do. All right. Okay. If there's nothing else, clerk's report.
Mr. Mayor, I have one item tonight, and it's the pleasure of wishing Mayor Roach a happy birthday.
Thank you.
Now, along with that, I got a story I got to tell you. This morning when I was here, I heard that, just a rumor now, that there might be a cake here with candles. And I thought, well, that would be kind of dangerous. So what I did, just in case the rumor was true, okay? Because I didn't know if it was or not. I think it's just hearsay. But what I did, just in case, I brought this for you. Just in case their cake showed up. You never know with that many candles, you know what I'm saying?
I think if the cake had all the candles on it,
We'd
may
need
have-
that.
We'd probably need that. Yes, we would.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay. I'll move into mayor's report. Tomorrow night is a Night to Unite. Goes from 6 to 8 tomorrow evening. It's sponsored by our Public Safety Department. It's a nice evening for people to come out, see what the public safety's got. They'll have other vehicles and refreshments and food and so forth. So it's just a very good evening. Witches and Wizards is on October 14th from 6 to 9 at the downtown district. You know, a lot of times when people hear about legislation and so forth that gets passed, they think of the impact it has on businesses or residents and stuff like that. We've just totaled up some of the costs involved with some of the legislation that's been passed here in Illinois recently that affects wages and benefits. And it's, so to everybody's knowledge, over the course of the next 5 years, from 2020 through 2025, that will be an additional cost of in excess of $600,000 to the city. So if people wonder why it's hard to make sure that we keep budgets in line and keep taxes down, a lot of times it's those type of expenditures that we have no control over, but we've got to comply with, so. Also, for anybody's information, and, brought up that the sports park is a nice venue for stuff. City Fest 2024 will be held for 1 year out at the sports park. Due to the construction and everything, the committee met last week and decided that for people getting in and out and for safety of everybody involved, it would probably be good for us to move it. So we are going to move it for next year out to the sports park. And the parade route will basically be from the fire station on through the park roadway. So that will be the parade route out there as well for next year for City Fest. And then we should have everything ready to go and be able to move City Fest back to the community park. The dates for City Fest are August 23rd and 24th. Also, if anybody's been wondering about the columbariums to be installed out at the cemetery, it's my understanding that we may see them out there tomorrow, and they should be installed tomorrow. So I know that there's been a lot of pre-work to get arrangements made and everything for it. So that should be delivered sometime tomorrow afternoon, I believe. Also, one of the things that with the new broadcast that we have and the setup that we have, we will now broadcast the same as we do with our city council meetings. We will be broadcasting all of our committee meetings as well. So that will be accessible to people and they can give us feedback as well. So we thought that that's just another way to open up some additional communications. Okay, with that said, I'm going to move into resolutions. Mr. Rosenberg, 7.1, please.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement for the public safety building replacement of the HVAC rooftop units with Bear Heating and Cooling in the amount of $915,531.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht. Yes. Lotz.
Yes.
Carney. Yes. Phony.
Yes.
Roach. Yes. Smallhair.
Yes.
Monroe. Yes. Vorse.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook. Yes. Rosenberg.
Thank you. Mr. Rosenberg, 7.2, please.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement for the public safety building roof replacement with D.E. Martin Roofing Company Incorporated in the amount of $341,532.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Albrecht. Yes. Lotz.
Yes.
Carney. Yes. Phony.
Yes.
Roach. Yes. Smallhair.
Yes.
Monroe. Yes. Vorse.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Campbell. Where the hell? Van Hook, okay, Rosenberg. Mylard.
Yes.
Thank you.
Did I miss you? Okay, I got you twisted up with somebody else, I'm sorry.
And if I understand, those bids came in considerably under estimate. Am I correct on that? Correct. Thank you. All right. Mr. Parchman, 7.3, please.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing city staff to proceed with the community park enhancement project and authorizing the use of cash reserves to finance the project.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Yes, sir.
This is for, the only part of the pool project is the slide, right? Okay, so the rest of this does not commit anything. It just is the authorization to use it. It doesn't mean that we're going to do the plan. So I will take this opportunity to mention that next Monday, we have our park committee meeting. I'd like to add the overall look at the park plan. Andrew's schedule about an hour, because, we've had one substantial discussion among the committee for this whole plan. That was 2 weeks ago. So we want to go on with it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Lots,
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney,
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Smallhair,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Affirmative.
Mylart,
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Parchman, 7.4, please.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a letter of engagement with Bernardi Securities for bond underwriting services for the general obligation 2023 bond issue not to exceed 0.75% of the proceeds of the bonds.
Second?
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Yes, Jerry.
This again is only for the pool and doesn't include the part of the pool with the slide. So the bond, we're bonding out, this is the continuation of the public safety building bond.
That is correct. Okay. Any other questions? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Carney,
Yes.
Foney,
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Smallhair,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Parchman. Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Affirmative.
Mylart,
Yes.
Albrecht,
Yes.
Lots.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Parchman, 7.5.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a letter of engagement with Ice Miller to serve as bond counsel and disclosure counsel for the general obligation 2023 bond issue not to exceed $40,000.
Second?
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Jerry?
Same comment as before, this is only for the pool.
Very good. Anybody else? Hearing none, roll call.
Foney,
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Smallhair,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Affirmative.
Mylart,
Yes.
Albrecht,
Yes.
Lots,
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll move to ordinances for first reading. Mr. Parchman, 8.1, please.
Thanks, sir. I'd like to make a motion to consider on first reading an ordinance declaring certain equipment as surplus property for sale and/or disposal pursuant of 65 ILCS 5/11-76-4.
Second?
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Roach,
Yes.
Smallhair,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Parchman,
Yes.
Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Affirmative.
Mylart,
Yes.
Albrecht,
Yes.
Lots.
Yes.
Carney,
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Parchman, 8.2, please.
Thanks, sir. I'd like to make a motion to consider on first reading an ordinance providing for the issuance of general obligation bonds, Series 2023, providing the details of such bonds and for a levy of taxes to pay the principal of and interest on such bonds and related matters.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Is there any discussion? Jerry?
Yeah, the general, don't we need to have a public hearing for this?
No.
Okay. It's only for the pool.
Anybody else? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Smallhair,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Vorse,
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Affirmative.
Mylart,
Yes.
Albrecht,
Yes.
Lots,
Yes.
Carney,
Yes.
Foney,
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
We'll move on to ordinances for second reading. Mr. Roach, 9.1, please.
Yes, I make a motion that we approve an ordinance approving the condominium plot for State Street townhomes.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Monroe.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg. Mylart.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lutz.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Smallhair.
Yes.
Very good, thank you. At this point in time, we'll open it up for the second session for anybody that has any additional comments that they would like to make toward the council.
Ron Zelms, Ward 6. Didn't have any comments until it was mentioned that there's going to be a rec commission or a committee meeting Monday, and I probably won't be here, so I'll make comments now. As you move on down to the water slide project, again, when I first read that before the last committee meeting, I said, oh, water slide, sounds neat. Not realizing this was a water slide on steroids. I hate to see it turn into a theme park, I guess, out there at the community park. That's my one concern. I know when the splash pad was put in out at the sports park, I don't know this for sure, but I read a lot online. There were a lot of instances where folks who didn't live in O'Fallon were there kind of pushing O'Fallon residents aside. And I would hope as the Parks and Recs moves forward with the pool itself and whatever policies they're going to have in terms of people who can use the pool, can't use the pool, just remember that it's residents that are paying for that pool because it's our utility tax. And I would hate to see that community pool be a community pool with a capital C that draws in tourism. It really needs to be, for the residents of this city, first and foremost, it is needed. I'm not sure whether we need this, slide that I saw the pictures of Monday night. Again, my thought was, oh, a slide, that's neat. Thinking about a slide you see in somebody's backyard. But an $850,000 slide, I have a feeling it's going to be a draw for people. And I just hope that the city, with whatever policies they have in terms of use of that pool, since it's really only, 4 months that it gets used, that the citizens are the ones who come first and foremost on that pool and not out-of-towners. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else have any comments? If there's no other comments, I just want to, I can respond. Yes, Ross.
I'd just like to, now that we're broadcasting in a whole different way, and potentially bringing in a lot more viewers, hopefully bringing in a lot more viewers, that if people don't know and they tune into a city council meeting and we breeze through things seemingly much faster than you might think we should, most of the conversation and the debate, if you will, the details happen in committee meetings, which will not be broadcast. So if people tune into those meetings, you'll see where the meat and potatoes is. Because city council meeting, we do kind of go through stuff pretty quickly. So for the new viewers, that's for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ross. Just a little bit of a response on a concern that was just raised about citizens and non-citizens. Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a rate for citizens to utilize a pool, and then there is a higher rate for non-citizens to use the pool. Am I correct? Okay, thank you. All right. With no other comments, what I will do is move on into reports. Mr. Roach, Community Development.
Yes, thank you. We have not met since our last meeting. We do have one item that we took care of on second reading, and our next meeting is scheduled for the 9th at 6 p.m., but please check the website for any changes with that.
Thank you. Mr. Rosenberg, Public Works.
Thank you, sir. Pardon me. We did meet on the 25th of September. The draft minutes are attached. We took care of the couple of items that were on the agenda that we needed to take care of. time might vary, so check the city's website.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vors, Public Safety.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have not met since the last city council meeting, so we have no minutes or anything attached. Our next meeting is scheduled for next Monday night. Check the website for details.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Albrecht, Parks and Environment.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our meeting will be next week, next Monday. Andrew will put together a revised agenda for it, so we have an opportunity to discuss the overall plan in the park. Thank you.
Very good. Mr. Parchman, Finance and Administration.
Thank you, sir. We have gone through most all of the items we had. Our last meeting, which minutes are attached, was on September 25th. Our next meeting will be October 23rd at 5:30. Check the website for any changes. The first item that we'll have to go is 15.2, so I'd like to make a motion out of committee to include a water slide in the pool project using funds from the Bill O'Fallon Trust Fund and to be included in the FY 2025 budget.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Force,
Yes.
Parchman,
Yes.
Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Affirmative.
Mylard,
Yes.
Albrecht,
Yes.
Lotz,
Yes.
Carney,
Yes.
Foney,
Yes.
Roach,
Yes.
Small here,
Yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
And then the last item we have to take care of is 15.3, the warrant. So I'd like to make a motion to approve warrant number 523 in the amount of $747,317.16.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second on the warrant. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Affirmative.
Mylard,
Yes.
Albrecht,
Yes.
Lotz,
Yes.
Carney,
Yes.
Foney,
Yes.
Roach,
Yes.
Small here,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That was the last items we had on our agenda. There is nothing to move into an executive session for. So I would look for a motion for dismissal.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those who want to stay, we're adjourned.
Recording.